The championship stage is set for the Class A girls. The Minot Majettes are trying to claim their first girls basketball title since 1978. They will need one more upset in front of their home crowd to claim a piece of history. The Shanley Deacons have dominated the opposition and are poised for another title. Will it be hometown magic for Minot or another Deacon domination? The Class A Girls Championship is next.
The Minot State Dome is the place, the event, the North Dakota Class A Girls Basketball Championship. It's the surprising Minot Majettes, the third seed from the West, against the number one seed from the East, the Fargo Shanley Deacons.
Head coach of the Deacons, Mr. Tim Jacobson. Starting at a guard, she stands 5'9", a sophomore wearing number 12, Sarah Jacobson. The other guard for the Deacons, she's a 5'7" junior, wears number 25, Summer Buckholz. Playing a forward for the Deacons, she's 5'10", a sophomore, number 24, Lauren Rotunda. A Deacon forward is a 5'8" junior, wearing number 3, Jackie Day. The center of the Deacons, she stands 6'1", the junior, wearing number 5, Olivia Frazee. The Deacon reserves.
Ready to go. Fargo Shanley versus Minot High in the Class A Girls Basketball title game. And Shanley in red wins the tip. This is Jacobson. Fred, I don't know if our cameras picked it up, but during that anthem, you saw a few players on both sides with those legs shaking. They're ready.
Yeah, they're anxious to get out here and start competing. I think it's going to be important to get an early score to start settling down on the offensive end just by how anxious they are to get this game started.
Minot 16-8, winners of 8 of its last 10. Shanley 22-2, 15 wins in a row coming into this one.
And then it's going to be up to the supporting cast again to start making some shots.
Sarah Jacobson with Shanley's first point of the day. The foul called on tail Duke Heifer number 34. Jacobson sinks both. She is now 17 of 19, or 17 of 20 at the line in this tournament. That's Jacobson cutting in, 2.
That's what basically Minot's going to have to decide. Are they going to allow Jacobson to get her points and then really concentrate on Rotunda and Frazee on the offensive end of the floor? Because I think Jacobson's going to get hers. She's just too good of a player not to go get 20 or 25 tonight. Now it's that entire supporting cast of Shanley. If you can control them, slow them down, and limit them below their averages.
On the Farmers Union Insurance scoreboard, Minot 5, Shanley 4. You're watching the North Dakota State A basketball tournament. Jacobson steals. Will pause with 7:39 to go and a 6-point lead for Minot on the Farmers Union Insurance scoreboard. You're watching the North Dakota State A basketball tournament. Frazee counted, and Olivia Frazee ends a long drought.
They're going to let him fly.
They hit 19 so far in the tournament. Rotunda counters with 3. Sarah Jacobson, the bounce pass. Day out to Frazee. Yes!
This is where Shanley gets dangerous. They get on these runs. They play to their emotion on the floor. They're probably the most emotional basketball team that really shows it while they're playing.
Jacobson in the clear, yes.
Now, this is a time where Minot might need a timeout. It's just that that's where they hit those things, and you just got to keep them at bay.
It's an 8-0 run for Shanley. You're watching the North Dakota State A basketball tournament. Crazy open. Yes! 8 points for Olivia Crazy and a pair of quick free.
9 out of 10 times that thing results in a turnover.
Sam Shealy in for Bengtson. Jacobson now with the 4th free throw of the game. She's hit them all. 8 points. Man boys hoops. Time running down. Jacobson hits it. Give her 10. There's the horn.
Yeah, that was the one advantage they had on bringing her back in. I thought the other thing that Minot might have done was maybe foul them all the way back in the front court, because they did have one foul to give before Shanley actually made it to the bonus. It was a 2-point field goal. I think they're discussing if that was a 2 or a 3.
The score at halftime is Shanley 21, Minot 20. That was a 2-pointer and not a 3 on the Farmers Union Insurance scoreboard. Back with more coverage. You're watching the North Dakota State A basketball tournament. McNeil doing number 5 apiece for Minot. Underneath, and it won't drop for Summer Buchholz. Another shot and a foul. Lauren Rotunda for 3. Her second 3. Inadvertently, Bengtson knocked it right into Shanley's possession. Jacobson with the quick trigger, counted for 3. Timeout called by Minot High. Shanley up 7 on the Farmers Union Insurance scoreboard. You're watching the North Dakota State A basketball tournament. Erie. Yes! Ellen Erie for 3. She's been a big plus off the Deacon bench in this.
At least take a little bit out of the winds of Shanley, and Jakes comes back and answers that 3 of one of her own.
Jacobson to the hole, and she's fouled by Mikhail Dutenheffer, her second.
That's what happens right there. After you've dribbled down and gotten a couple rhythm threes just off dribbling the ball, you can come down, make that little hesitation move, and she has the ability to get to the rim and finish there as well.
17 points now for Sarah Jacobson. As Sam Shealy and Sierra Dutenheffer come back in. Out go Mikhail Dutenheffer and Bengtson. Jacobson is 5 of 5 at the line in this game. 6 of 6. 18 points now for number 12. Came into Shealy, recovers, gives it away to Jacobson. Hold back, foul. That's 3 on Mole.
This is where Shanley's at their best, obviously, on just getting turnovers, getting into the open floor and creating easy baskets for themselves. It just seems like that's how they've hit all these runs all tournament long.
Sophie Bengtson back in for Minot as Shealy goes out. Tim Jacobson, by the way, not related to Sarah Jacobson, who is just hit everything at the line tonight. 8 of 8. Give her 20 points. And it's a 14-point Deacon lead, the biggest of this game.
Running, trying to get turnovers. They've just turned this from where it was in Minot's pace the first half. They've just flipped the script again in the second half on really getting Minot to speed things up, play fast, do some uncharacteristic things, and turn the ball over.
Terrific play by Shanley. Rotunda from Jacobson after Erie.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. I mean, Shanley's defense, again, almost just like the same script as game one for them, where they had that.
And I believe this is only the first or second time she's been in the tournament. Rotunda on the other end, yes. Crazy. And Shanley's lead grows to 20. Shanley the leader on the Farmers Union Insurance scoreboard. We'll be back. You're watching the North Dakota State A basketball tournament. Farmers Union Insurance fan cam. Rebound Hughes. Knocked away by Jacobson. Gets it back from Erie. 22 for the sophomore. And with 7:36 to go, it's Shanley up 20 on the Farmers Union scoreboard. You're watching the North Dakota State A basketball tournament.
I'd be really shocked in the last two timeouts if Coach Jacobson hasn't been expressing time and score. 7:36 to go, we're up 20. We have an opportunity to bring a state championship back to Shanley. And you just got to start eating the clock here a little bit with your possessions. And if you have a layup, take a layup. Other than that, let's get the ball swung side to side. Shot clock gets to 10 seconds, then we can start making something happen.
Minot also with one senior on its roster, Jade Paul, as Jacobson now has 23 points. So a bright future for the Jets too.
Yeah, and you got this girl at the free throw line coming back for you, who's just had an outstanding season, outstanding tournament, and really the face of Shanley basketball.
And if we were in Bismarck, I would call Shanley's number 24 Lauren Capital Rotunda. But we're not in Bismarck. We're in Minot with 3:54 left, 47-25 to score on the Farmers Union scoreboard. You're watching the North Dakota State A basketball tournament.
State tournament to get to the state championship game where it was not expected of them.
Sarah Jacobson for three, giving her 27. And it's something to see, really. That's 4 fouls on ball. Jacobson at the line. 11 for 11 at the line tonight. First miss, wow. Sydney Weber coming in along with Lauren Vetter, number 32 on the right of your screen there, the only senior. And listen to this ovation for the Shanley starters. Sarah Jacobson leaves the game with 28 points. Nobody thought Minot would get this far, except the Minot Jets. Weber for 2, Sydney Weber. Lauren Vetter. Let's see if they try to set her up for some points in her last game as a Deacon.
If I'd her, I'd go get the ball and I'd let that thing fly from wherever I was at on the floor.
Shot doesn't hit anything, but it doesn't matter. Shanley is the Class A champion. The Deacons outscored the Jets 32-9 in the second half.
Just another statement defensive game for Shanley. A lot of people talk about what they can do on the offensive end, but through the entire tournament, the 3 games that they've played, it was really the defense that led to all 3 wins, and really in the second half where they made their marks on being able to get those stops, easy layups, wide open threes, and when that snowball started going downhill again tonight, Minot was just unable to stop it.
And if my math is correct, in the second halves of all 3 games in this tournament, Shanley outscored its opponents 104-40. No wonder they're champs.
That's a recipe for winning right there. But again, give Minot some credit too. I mean, they just ran out of legs. They're not a very deep basketball team. They're a young basketball team, and they just ran out of steam. They had some sickness earlier in the week in the tournament, and it just set in. But you got to give the Shanley Deacons all the credit in the world in what they're able to do, and look at those two classy coaches congratulating each other here after the game.
Todd Magnuson of Minot on the right, Tim Jacobson of Shanley on the left. It was a magic tournament for Minot, but the magic couldn't last one more night. Fargo Shanley, yep, we've seen that sign a lot, and it is appropriate. The Deacons dominate again with a 53-29 victory. They end the season with 23 wins and 2 losses. Minot finishes 16-9. Shanley winning 16 in a row to close out the season. And let's give you some quick stats as we have them. Sarah Jacobson, 28 points, 6 rebounds to lead the Deacons. Lauren Rotunda also in double figures, 10 points, 6 rebounds. Olivia Frazee, 8 points, 10 rebounds. I thought she had 10, and she does.
For the 2014 state champion, the Deacons from Shanley High School. Players, number 3, Jackie Day. Number 5, Olivia Frazee. Number 12, Sarah Jacobson. Number 13, Kristen Carew. Number 14, Ellie Erie. 20 is Emily Dietz. 21, Julia Johnson. 22, Annie Swenson. 23, Rachel Seville. 24, Lauren Rotunda. 25, Summer Buchholz. 32, Lauren Vetter. 30, number 33, Sydney Weber. Number 50, Clara Bath. On the injured reserve list, Rochelle Nestler. Assistant coaches, Mr. Barry Anderson, Ms. Nicole Meyer, Mr. Steve Jacobson, and the Deacons head coach, Mr. Tim Jacobson. Your all-tournament team as selected by the media. Cassie Axvig of Minot High. Keisha Engelhardt, Bismarck High. Lexi Clabo, Fargo Davies. Macy Lynch, Dickinson or Bismarck Century. Cassie Thorson, West Fargo. Lauren Rotunda, Fargo Shanley. Sierra Dutenheffer from Minot High. Paige Peterson, Jamestown High School. Courtney Trolley from Bismarck High. Olivia Frazee, Fargo Shanley. And this year's tournament MVP from Fargo Shanley, Sarah Jacobson. Congratulations, ladies. Would a representative of Coach Jacobson's Shanley Deacons come forward for your trophy and basketball?